In industrial prototyping, we use design principles to avoid errors. This can include using advanced math and computational software to peer review and automated design rule checking. But even with all this, some mistakes can still slip through. Recently, I found myself in this situation while developing a machine vision system. This system uses a printed circuit board assembly, and the assembly contains copper footprints for resistors, capacitors, and semiconductors. After generating the files and the bill of materials, I ordered parts and started hand soldering the assembly one part at a time. In the end, there were only two substantial errors. The first was an unconnected ground pin for a microcontroller. Because this was only a prototype, this was easily fixed by soldering in an additional wire, but the second error was more difficult to deal with. The problem involved an 8-pin level shifter chip. Normally, soldering something like this into place is a pretty straightforward task, but after trying it, it was clear that the chip was too large. This was a logistical problem that happened after the system was designed. In application, there's ultimately the part in the design, the part in the bill of materials, and the part that physically arrives on the delivery truck. All three are not necessarily the same. After checking my own records against the manufacturer's drawing, my mistake became clear. The level shifter has a base part number. That part number is available in 3 different packages: a ball grid array that can't be soldered by hand, a VSOP package, which is the one that I should have ordered, and an SSOP package, which is what I accidentally ordered. This device had a 0.65mm spacing between its pins, versus the 0.5mm that the board would allow. It's a very subtle difference, but enough to make the part unusable with this circuit board. This sort of mistake can happen when you're trying out new changes in your workflow. In this case, I was using a new script to auto-generate the bill of materials, and in doing so, didn't review the package types as closely as normal. Luckily, at under $1 a piece, this mistake was not very expensive. The lesson we can learn here is that it pays to double-check the bill of materials before you go to purchase anything, and each project has new lessons to offer. For more behind-the-scenes notes, be sure to join us on Patreon, where we have a monthly poll and lessons learned on technical builds like this one. This month's poll covers the operating systems that we cover in our setup tutorials. As usual, if you found this useful, be sure to let us know, and as always, have a great day.